The other thing that I've always heard about Virgin is that we're great at PR, and I don't know whether we are or not, but that's what everybody says about us. And I've sort of tried to look at that and understand what it means over the years. And one of the things that it does strike me is that I think that for us, PR should be changed round the other way to RP. That the good PR is actually having a relationship with your public. And it's maybe easier said than done, but in my view and our view, I think that good relationships, it doesn't matter really whether they're with the public or with your wife or husband or children. Good relationships always depend on certain criteria. And one of those things is of course, communication. And so you will notice from Virgin that we tend to announce early. And then the other thing is how you deal with the bad times. And so we tend to announce early, and then we tell the story warts and all. And I think the real strength of PR or the relationship with the public is the way that you deal with the bad news. And there will always be bad news. We deal in transportation businesses, and they're very, there are risks attached to that. You can do everything that you can to make sure that your vehicles and your operations are safe, whether they're space vehicles, air vehicles, or trains. But sometimes something will happen, and it's how you deal with that. We had a train accident a couple of years ago, and you probably noticed that that Richard moved heaven and earth to make sure that he was standing by the side of that railway in a very, very remote location in Cumbria the very next morning. And when asked why, he said, well, if my kids had been on that train, I would expect the owner to be there the next morning. I mean, contrast that, and I'm not making any judgments here, but contrast that with the way other people have handled these sort of things, BP, for example, with the oil spill, and maybe have a look at what Rolls-Royce now are doing with the issues with the A380 engine. And it all comes back in our view to really understanding that PR is about having a relationship with your public.